It's pretty funny to see guys. We all have less hair. We're a little bit older, maybe a little bit wrinkled, and so you start to see kind of how we age in just 10 years. So it's been fun.
I had real long locks, and I always had braids and a big afro. So now I'm clean. And I used to always wear sweatpants and t-shirts, and now I'm always wearing suits.
He's bolder and leaner than I ever remembered him, and it was caught me off guard at first, and I took a second to realize who he was. He still looks great. I wish I looked in the shape he looked.
It's probably bracket. I was closer to bracket, and with us, we had the clean cuts, no facial hair, so just to see the long hair now and everything like that, it's a shock.
And a lot of people are saying, boy, bracket, what is with the hair? So
yeah.
Do you take a little bit of pride in coming back, looking a little bit different? Derek Williams was having some fun with it.
Oh, I'm sure he was. I don't know, to be honest with you, I tore my ACL when I was in Jacksonville, and one of the things I thought about when I tore my ACL is I'm not really going to have anything to show for the 7 months of work that I put into it. So I decided I was going to grow my hair. I literally got the haircut the day before I had surgery, and I grew it from the day I had surgery until I was cleared by the same doctor. And I guess over that 7-month period, it just became a little bit attached to it, and I haven't been able to completely cut it off yet. But it'll go sometime in the near future.
You got to remember, Kozlo was an athlete. Kozlo actually came in as a defensive end. So he was already a slim athlete, and they beefed him up so he can play on the offensive line.
For an offensive lineman, yeah, he definitely looks good.
Kozlo has trimmed down a good 50 pounds since he was playing.
What did you weigh when you played, and what do you weigh now?
I was 285 or so when I played, and I'm about 225 now. So I was one of those guys that always struggled to keep the weight on. At the time, I thought that was a terrible burden, and it's proven. I've been fortunate over the years to be able to lose some of the weight. So I know some guys go in different. You have a lot of, particularly offensive linemen, they go one way or the other. So I feel fortunate that I'm one of those that was able to kind of drop some of the weight.
A lot of times the linemen lose weight and the other positions gain weight, and it seems to be the same. Unfortunately, I'm back up to my playing weight, but a lot of these guys are back down to normal sizes after being such big guys, and then a lot of times the skill positions go the other way.
When you guys were brainstorming Live for Life all those many years ago, did you ever expect you'd be sitting here in a tuxedo with, raising money and doing good things all these years later?
Yeah, no, I think there's no way that if you had sat us down and said that this idea could grow this way. I think we were really excited about what Live for Life meant. I think we all felt like it was something that was special at Penn State. The kind of guys that came to the university, the guys that care more about just football and just athletics, they want to contribute to the community. We felt like it was a special thing that we were doing and had some potential, but nowhere did any of us say like, oh, this could be a national organization with 20 chapters, impacting the lives of so many people through championing the cause of rare diseases across the country. I mean, I think it's grown beyond anybody's wildest dreams, and that's really due to the credit of a ton of people along the way.
It's amazing to watch where the Live for Life has gone. I just remember Scott and the group working really hard, wanting to do something and wanting to make a difference. So to see how many people are here and supporting it and to watch it grow is absolutely amazing. But I tell you what, I'm not surprised because of who's leading. I'm not surprised.
You knew Scott before he became the celebrity that he is now. And I'm saying that half jokingly, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Did you know that he had this sort of thing in him? Not this particularly, but could you tell that he was going somewhere?
Always. Scott was my roommate, and he's always had a purpose, with life, and it's always been bigger than money. It's always been bigger than fame. He's always wanted to make a difference and wanted to make an impact. So I'm not surprised at what he's doing.
Can you believe from going through that whole thing at Haluba Hall to this tuxedo and everything else that people are wearing now, where this has all kind of come?
Oh man, it's came a long ways, and I just got a fact that it was starting in 2003. So when I was there in 2005, my first year going through Live for Life, I thought it was just something that's been started 20 years ago, and where it's at right now, it definitely took off.
What Penn State's gone through over the years, over the sanctions, and the image that the national media has portrayed of Penn State athletics, and having this a focus that wasn't always right we always felt very inaccurate. And to see one more example like Scott, who's dedicated his life after going through Penn State football, has dedicated his life to the rare disease fight, and what he's done is amazing. It makes any, I think, Penn State letterman proud to know him and be a part of it.
2 years ago, we were here, and all the banners were around the top of the stone up here, and there was maybe about 10, 12 schools, and now they have 22 banners up there. So it's just amazing to me to see such a growth over 2 years, and to visually have a visual of what has happened over 2 years. It's been great, because obviously I talk to Scott, I work with Scott a lot, and I know what's going on, but just to have the visual of the growth and everything he's been able to do has been awesome.
Also to think that where this started, not just in terms of something relatively small, but as a thing where athletes were working out.
Yeah.
Now here you are, State Museum, people in tuxes and stuff. I mean, it's just amazing, isn't it, how far this has come?
Yeah, we always talked about that when we were at Penn State doing this, that it definitely reached further than what we knew, and to see that come around now, and all the people that are involved in the background, all the people that I'm just meeting for the first time tonight that have had such a big part in everything that Scott's done, it's tremendous, and then all the impacted lives we've been able to benefit, it definitely shows that what we've been doing is having a good thing to do for people.
Camaraderie with other players here, that's another part of it. I know it's not the key thing, but to be able to come back and hang out with guys that maybe you don't see all the time, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, I think it was really cool for Scott to, he said I'm really happy to have a lot of my former teammates out here to support me, and that's something that you don't get once you graduate. We're all together for 4 years, at each other's hip for every day of the week, but when we graduate, you don't really get that contact. So when you get a chance to get back together, it really is something special, and supporting your former teammates really means a lot.
It's really nice to come back and to get to say, hey, I was a part of a little bit of this early on, and to see where it's taken off. It's really, there's a tremendous sense of pride to simply be able to associate that, yeah, I contributed a little bit to this organization, and to see where it is today, it's been fantastic.
Like 10 plus years,
yeah.
What's it like to, I know you don't see guys all the time, but to see all the different former players here and be able to catch up and have a few laughs. And
it's great. I mean, you fall right back into old habits immediately. So I got to catch up with a couple guys right before the events. I was just a couple guys that I didn't even know were going to be here, and it's been 10 years, but it's amazing how little, in some ways, many of us have changed. We may look different. We're not, things are sagging and maybe not quite in the shape that we used to be, but you still see the same guys, and you get to talk to them, and it's cool to see how guys have gone on and done different things with their lives, across the board. So it's been real fun.
We talk about our stories, and it really doesn't matter what years you go through. It's pretty much similar stories with JT and Coach Paterno. So it's like you was in the locker room with all of them.
I don't know. Some of these guys can still go.
It's just great to watch everybody grow up, and they're all married with kids and everything else, and everybody's being successful.
just so people know, you're not in the forest here. It only looked like you were.